The man serving multiple life sentences for the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 is now challenging his conviction. Bryan Kohberger filed a petition today claiming he was misled into confessing. He pleaded guilty last July to avoid the death penalty. Prosecutors previously said if the case had gone to trial, they would have introduced DNA evidence linking Kohberger to a knife sheath found at the home where the students were killed. The weapon has never been recovered. For more, let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. She's also a professor at Loyola Law School in Los Angeles. So, Jessica, has this ever been done before? Can you even withdraw a guilty plea?
Well, you can certainly try, but it's somewhat akin to trying to undo a contract. And in this case, Kohberger did, in fact, essentially sign a contract. He signed a guilty plea. He not only signed that, but a judge asked him, do you understand that you are pleading guilty? There was an exchange where the judge said, are you pleading guilty because you, in fact, are guilty? He said yes. And then there's a lengthy, essentially, again, contract, but plea agreement that he and others sign. And it says, I'm doing this knowingly. I'm doing this voluntarily. I have been advised of my rights. I understand what I'm waiving. And so can you try to make these claims? Yes, but it is exceedingly rare that they are successful, particularly, again, when you have all of this evidence that, in fact, somebody has knowingly and voluntarily waived their rights and decided to plead guilty.
So is the bar like new evidence? And if he's successful, how could that play out?
So the bar in this case, I don't think it would be based on new evidence because his claim is based on ineffective assistance of counsel, essentially that he was promised things that didn't pan out. Again, I think that would be very difficult for him to pass the threshold that even if there was a misunderstanding between him and his attorney, that he didn't knowingly and voluntarily enter into that plea deal, which is what you need. If we did get to that kind of extremely, extremely rare circumstance, you then could go to trial. And then, of course, we have to remember that there's an enormous amount of evidence that would be introduced at trial against Kohberger. So I think that's what would happen, again, in that rare circumstance in which you unwind a guilty plea.
Jessica Levinson, thank you.